turn and feed. Everybody's outside and we're looking sweet, saving all the best tricks that are up my sleeve. For the last ones left, you can taste the beat. Do you wanna come and take a little chance with me? Come dance with me, make plans with me. And I wish right now that we don't ever stop this, because I just don't think we'll top this. So you know, it's impossible.
Listen up. Promise me that you will try this at home.
Take a rowdy black hat and try to wear it backwards. Now pedal harder cause we're going faster. Firecrackers at the crack of dawn. Everybody getting wetter from the doing the wrong. And I ask myself one question. Everybody's got a similar expression. It's high time that I'm asking why. Is life supposed to feel this high? But I'm on the rise. Everybody's out now, gonna take your time, doing all the witty things that'll make you smile. Snapshot, take it quick, make it last a while. Do you wanna come and take a little walk with me? Come talk with me, get lost with me. And I wish right now that we don't ever stop this, because I just don't think we'll top this.
I'm gonna tell you guys to try your best to play and try it out. You might like it. It's really fun for us to play against you guys, and we challenge you to play us.
Watch your side, nice.
My name is Craig Carter, and I have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed in 2002, and pretty much thought my life was over as far as activities. And then I went to the Paralympics in Athens, Greece in 2004, and I was able to see that people can still do things in wheelchairs. And I found the Capital Cages in 2010, and I've been playing ever since. I have enjoyed my time playing with other people that have a disability of one sort or another. We're all different, but we all have that drive to be competitive. And that's what's made it enjoyable for me.
Okay, we'll let Anthony go up to the ball every time.
My name's Anthony Mack. My disability is cerebral palsy, and I have no balance. And I currently used to live in Placerville, and I live in Sacramento, and I'm loving it. I got hooked on wheelchair basketball when I went to a Kings game and saw it at the halftime show, and that's how I got hooked. Bump chairs, flip over. It's all about the flipping over. That's all it's all about. My goals and aspiration in my life is to possibly be on the D3 team and play professionally someday. That's my goal, to try to play professional basketball someday. In wheelchairs though.
My name is Darwin Walters, 44 years old. I live here in Rio Linda, California. I do auto restoration on like muscle cars, 20 to 30s and 40s, hot rods. Been doing that since I was a kid. My dad did it, my grandfather did it. I did it before I was injured. I got back into it after I was injured, and basically that's what I do. My disability is a spinal cord injury between T10 and T11, right around in this area. That happened in an automobile accident. There was 5 of us. We went to the movies. None of us were wearing our seatbelts back in those days. So driving home and hit a rainstorm and didn't have the greatest of tires, and the car spun off the road, and 3 out of 5 of us were ejected, and I broke my back. I've been playing basketball on and off since right around 1999. First started out with the Cagers, and I've played for a couple other teams. I played for a Shasta team in Redding, and then this year I'm playing for a team called the Sacramento Royals, and then I play with the Cagers too. I heard about, actually I was at a rock concert in Reno, Nevada in like 1999, like I said, and I was sitting next to a guy, and he asked me if I played any wheelchair sports, specifically basketball. And he said I looked like I was athletic and that I would be good at it. And I told him no, I had seen it played before. Actually, when I was rehabbing from my injury, they took us out, and I got to watch a wheelchair basketball game and thought it was really cool. The main thing that it's impacted is I didn't really hang out with anybody else in a wheelchair or that was disabled. So it's brought me together and got me to hear everybody else's stories, and just the competition of playing again was really great. I hadn't had that since team sports in high school, so that's probably the main thing. When I was rehabbing at this hospital in Santa Clara, they really stressed, get back into doing what you were doing before. And that's basically what I've done. I've tried to do that. I raced motorcycles before I got hurt. So once I got back up and about after recovering from the injury, I sold my motorcycle and I bought what they call a Honda Odyssey. And I took that and traveled all of California, a little bit of like Nevada, and raced that. And basically there wasn't too many other guys out there with the Odyssey, so there wasn't a whole lot of competition. So I eventually grew out of that. And luckily basketball came around right around that same point in time. So.
Yes, go after him. There you go, follow him.
My name is Romeo Capel, and I was born in Bogota, Colombia, but now I live here in Davis, California, but I come out to play Sacramento basketball here with the Capital City Cagers. My disability is called arthrogryposis multiplex congenita, or AMC for short, and I've had it my whole entire life, and it basically is just as simple as a certain part of my body is affected, where the muscle tissue and the joints just simply don't form correctly. That's all there is to it. So in my case, it was my lower body. The joints and the muscle tissue just didn't form correctly. But I can feel everything, and everything, if I had muscle, would work fine. But I just don't. I've been playing wheelchair basketball for roughly 14 years or so. I started in 2000. I met a gentleman over at Fry's Electronics, and he had been playing the sport for a while, and he asked me to come over here and see if I wanted to participate in this. And so I decided, hey, this is a really fun thing. I had actually competed gymnastics at UC Davis during college for 4 years, even with a disability. And so this was, the doctors told me I needed to stop being so mean to my hands, so I started to pick up a lot more wheelchair sports, because it helps lengthen the life of my hands, because it doesn't put as much pressure. I participate in hand cycling. That's where you're in a cycle that's really low to the ground, that's powered by your arms. I do wheelchair tennis here in Sacramento. I'm actually on the nonprofit board called TIES, Teaming Individuals Emphasizing Sports. And what we do is we specifically focus on sports that an able-bodied person and a wheelchair person can do together and compete together. And one of the main things that we have is what's called up-down tennis. And it's just simply another name for doubles, where one person is standing and one person is sitting, up-down tennis. And we have actually one of the first USTA-sanctioned leagues here in Roseville, California. Wheelchair sports has had a pretty big impact in my life. I would say I wasn't part of the community growing up. I knew it was out there, but I wanted to be kind of a little more active by myself, doing my own gymnastics, doing my own things. But when I was in my later years of college, I started to meet these guys and meet wheelchair athletes in Northern California, and suddenly this whole world just opened up. And Sacramento, for some reason, has this crazy amount of people that participate in wheelchair sports. You got everything from rugby to tennis to basketball to baseball. The Sacramento actually has is one of the only places in the West Coast that has a wheelchair accessible baseball stadium here in town. So that's kind of one of the neat things that we have going on around here as well. So I think the community itself is pretty neat. We all kind of can get together and, you know, participate in something that we all love to do. You know, my girlfriend is actually on the U.S. Paralympic archery team, and she's been trying to. She was on the team last year, and she was the alternate for the United States para archery team. So that's you know, we've got a lot of things going on here in Sacramento.
My name is Fabian Acosta. I'm 43 years old. I am engaged to be married. I'm the youngest of 8 kids, and the only one right now with an injury in my family due to an automobile accident. I have a pinched nerve between L4 L5. That was caused by the automobile accident. I was asleep in the back seat. We were rear-ended, less than $500 worth of damage done to the vehicle. But because I was totally relaxed, my spinal cord just tightened up, which caused the pillows in between the vertebrae to pinch the nerve. So at this point in time, I'm what they call an ambulatory paraplegic, which means is I have limited feeling from the knees down. I can get up and walk with a set of forearm crutches and braces on my legs. But again, too, as I go on with my injury, it just becomes easier to use a wheelchair to get around. It's quicker and faster for me. I've been playing basketball now for the last 12 years. For the last 5 years, I'm basically the team manager of the team. I set up tournaments. I set up things going on. I set up when we host our home tournament, plus when we go out to other tournaments. So back when I went back to college after my injury, I had a friend who was a quadriplegic, and he found out that at the school I was going to, which was American River College, that they had a sports class and that they had quad rugby going on. And he wanted more information about it. So one day, on my way home, I stopped in and to talk to the instructor to find out more information about the class. And I was asked to play wheelchair basketball, and it just took off from there. Well, it's impacted my life to the point where, you know, I travel 6 months out of the year, going to different tournaments here in Northern California. You know, been asked to do several different, several different scrimmages and stuff. I've met some of the Lady Monarchs. I've also met Kings players and stuff like that. So it's been a good thing.
My name is Brian Garber. I'm 25, grew up in Citrus Heights, California. Played lots of sports growing up, basketball and baseball specifically. Played baseball throughout high school and in college. Was a state champion at Sierra College in 2008. Pretty much, when I got done playing baseball, I started snowboarding quite a bit. Started snowboarding when I was probably about 10. I was 21, I broke my back snowboarding. Hit a jump and was 35, 40 feet up and came down and landed on my back. Broke my T12 and completely severed my spinal cord. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Let's see, I've been playing basketball now for about a year and about a year and a half now. Family friend who started out playing with the Cagers. Started playing on another team here about maybe 6 months ago. And enjoyed it. Finally nice to get back into something to be competitive in again. So that's kind of nice because once you get injured, some of the competitiveness might have a hard time finding something to be competitive in. So getting back into some sports was pretty fun so that I could be competitive because I'm a competitive person. So it's pretty fun.
When I look forward into things that I want to do, I don't think I'm any different than anyone else. And if I want to do it, I will figure out a way. It may not be the way that you do it, but I will figure out a way that I can accomplish what I set out to do.
That'll open up their eyes and show them that we can play.
If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're injured, or even if you know somebody that's injured, I would really encourage them to get out there and see what you can do. I've seen guys, we've brought up guys actually through this team that have gone on to the Olympic team, and there's lots you can do. Don't ever give up.
Having a disability has never really stopped me from doing the things that I want to do. My parents have always simply said, figure out a way to do what you want to do in life. You don't use that as an excuse. If you're using your disability as an excuse to not move forward, then you're letting yourself down. So, I just view. I'm a little different than some people who had an accident later on in their life. I've always been disabled. I've always been using crutches. I've always been using a chair. So it's just always been part of my life. So, you just have to do things differently. I can't reach the top shelf. Okay, either go find a tall person or go get a stool and go ahead and do it, We're all part of this world. We just got to, learn to work together.
Actually, I think looking back at the last 22 years that I've been injured, I pretty much have done more now than I have since before my injury. There's really a whole lot that I don't do, and it may not come as easy as everybody else, but again, too, it just takes practice. And I've been living with this for the last 22 years, so pretty much everything I do pretty much comes easy. So again, I don't feel that there's anything I can't do once you put your mind to it. No, it hasn't stopped me from doing anything.
Keep going, because you know what, one thing I've learned is you can be upset or not, but at the end of the day, it's not going to change your disability. So you might as well just enjoy life, because you can either be happy or sad, and it's your decision. I mean, it's not anybody else's. You can create your own happiness. So don't let something that upsets you get you down, or ruin your life. There's no point in letting it do that. You can still do what you want. You might be disabled, but you can still do what you want, just in a different way. So I don't know, enjoy life.